too many lights in my background, or is too many not a thing when it comes to fairy lights? Because I feel like it shouldn't be a thing. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hermione for those of you who are new here, and today I'm going to be doing some DIY room decor projects. You might be able to see one in the background. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Nope. If you are new here and you haven't seen my face before, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and you will see all of my future videos in your subscription feed. And if you are new, old, not so old, whatever, don't forget to like this video and check out my social media as well. I will leave that in the down bar below. And without further ado, let's get into the DIYs.
So this first project is a tassel wall hanging, and I've made a few of these before, but this one is so much more simple, and all you need is a piece of driftwood or a stick, and what you're going to do is take some very thick wool, which will help you time-wise because it's very quick to do it with thick wool, and just fold it over like I'm doing it here and pull it through. Make sure all your pieces of wool are pulled through in the same direction, and then go ahead and change the colour or the texture of the wool if you would like, just to mix it up a little bit. Tie a piece of string to the end of the stick on each side, and then you can go ahead and hang it up on the wall, and then tidy up the ends with some scissors and cut it into a geometric shape as I'm doing here. Thumbs up this video if you think I should actually brush my hair before doing a shot like this in the future. That would be great. So yeah, this is what the final piece looks like, and you can go ahead and use whatever kind of colours or textures you would like. For this next project, I'm going to show you how to make a quote on a doormat, and mine says turn off your straightener, which is great if you forget to turn off your straightener, but you can make this any quote you like. So I'm starting by taking this mat, which was from Poundland, so this is very inexpensive, and then I cut out this stencil, which I will leave down below, but you can make your own if you would like. And I've saved you the trouble of watching me cut it out because that's so boring. So I'm just going to apply this with masking tape and making sure that it's nice and straight. Once you're happy with the positioning of your stencil, you can go ahead and outline the words with Sharpie. This will stop your letters from bleeding when you go and paint them on the inside like I'm doing here. I think it's best to use an acrylic paint to paint the inside because you will be stepping on this mat, so you want it to be sturdy and stay in place. Also, don't forget the middle of the letters as well. These are so important, so don't lose them, and paint around them if you can. Once you've finished, peel the stencil off as quickly as possible so the paint doesn't have time to set. And this is what mine looks like. I'm really pleased with the way it turned out because it was so inexpensive and it was very simple to do. It's just a little bit time consuming, but hey, that's what DIYs are. Next, I have not one but two pillows to show you how to make. They are super cozy and I'm loving cream and fluffy textures at the moment, so they are great for my bedroom. So all you have to do for the first one is take an empty pillowcase, create some tassels by using a wood block or some cardboard, and wrap your wool around it. Because I'm using very thick wool, I did it 15 times. I cut an extra piece for wrapping around the tassel and very gently pull the wool off the wooden block. I then wrapped that piece around the tassel, tying it off to make sure it was very tight and it wasn't going to come undone. And because I'm not tying it on the pillows, I didn't put one through the top to create a loop. I just put it around the middle, but you can do that if you would like. Cut the loops off the bottom of the tassel so that you can poof it up, and then you want to go ahead and create 3 more of these, one for each corner. Then sew them onto the corners of your pillowcase. You can use glue, but I really prefer sewing, and you don't have to make this neat if you sew it. Just use the same color of thread as your pillowcase or your tassel and it should be disguised really nicely. And this is how that first pillow turned out. On to the next one. This is a little bit time consuming but so worth it. So I'm starting by putting a piece of cardboard in between the pillow to protect the back of it because I'm going to be cutting holes in the front. So go ahead and mark the points for your design. I'm creating a really simple arrow design, which is just like 2 sides of a triangle basically. And this would be better with chalk, but I only had white chalk, so that wasn't going to work. So I used a biro, and then I'm using a craft knife to cut holes where I've marked the points, but you can use nail scissors if you don't want to use a craft knife. Then go ahead and, using a safety pin, thread a really thick piece of wool through the safety pin and tie it in a knot. We're going to use this to go through the holes. So start by pulling it through the top of your arrow, and then make sure you have tied a knot in the bottom of the thread so it's not going to come through. Make this a double or even a triple knot so that it won't go through that hole. pull this all the way through and then thread the safety pin through the bottom hole, go underneath the pillow and then come up through the other bottom hole as you can see here, and then finally thread it through that top hole once again and tie it in a knot at the back. If you can, when you're tying the knot, try and encompass the first knot you made and tie them together to make an even bigger knot that it won't slip through the hole. And there you have it, one soft, woolly, fluffy pillow. And this looks just like one that I swear I saw on the Urban Outfitters website. And then onto this jewellery hanger, which I think is anthropology inspired-ish. I don't know, I get those vibes. So this is so easy to make. All you need to do is paint a wooden plaque or leave it bare if you have a nice rustic one already. And then once you have let that dry, you want to go ahead and take some of these door handles or drawer pulls, unscrew them at the back and then pull the bolt all the way through because it is so long it won't fit on the wooden plaque. Make sure you keep that little decorative piece on the top because you can go ahead and glue this back on. Now I'm using hot glue, but in hindsight I would really rather you used E6000 or something like super glue because it did hold, but I just don't think it's strong enough. These are quite heavy. But all you're going to do is glue them back together and then glue them onto the plaque. Let this dry for as long as it needs to and then use some command strips to stick it onto your wall, and there you have it. Now your jewellery will not be tangled and it will be displayed really nicely on your wall.
So those are all the DIY projects I have to show you guys this morning. I hope you liked it. Let me know if you're going to try and create any of these, and if you do create any of the projects I've made in any of my videos, I'd love to see them. Don't forget to show me on